everyone, it's Linda. I just got done with a reading with Nate. I was a guest on his show. And I was planning on going to the grocery store because it has been pouring down rain and I haven't been able to get out of the house. But I felt I needed to sit down and do this show, most importantly. And I have some things to tell you, so let me tell you. Hold on. So, sorry, I had to go make myself a cup of tea. Something Nate and I were talking about, and I've heard from other friends too. I don't do personal readings anymore, but he's finding the level of anxiety, almost like hopelessness, has gotten higher. Um, Part of the reason I used to love to do my readings is everybody was in a good mood, but I guess people aren't in such a good mood, and I don't blame them. The way this world looks right now, and all the heartache that's here, and all the terrible things with some man who enslaved children, and the horrible things that are going on. Absolutely do not blame you. And I told you to have faith. And of course, like I told Nate, I said, the things I've even predicted from the beginning, that he would be shunned by his own people, that the Republicans would jump ship like rats, that people would throw tomatoes at him. This is happening now, whether you believe me or not. This is happening now. If you are so overwhelmed with this sadness, do as much as you can to not watch the news, maybe not even watch psychics. Take deep breaths and know that this too shall pass. But what we're saying, unfortunately, took forever to start working, but it's working. Did you guys hear on the news that I don't know if it was Alabama or Louisiana, a nice female won by 60% of the votes in a red county? It's excellent, you guys. It's happening. It's happening. Now, there was this young black female that was talking on one of these, I don't know if it was threads or something, and she said she had gone in to vote, because where are they taking votes? In Texas. Right now they're doing votes in Texas. And she went down there and they didn't have her name down. Kind of looking at her like, well, you're not down here. Have you ever voted? She said, I've voted for every president since so-and-so. I've voted in all the primaries. And I don't understand how you don't have my vote. They said, well, do you have a passport? Yes, I do. Then they said, well, we need your driver's license to prove where you live. And she said, I'll go out to my car and get it. But she made this film while she was getting it. And she said, I'm going to tell you something right now, folks. I'm not leaving here unless I vote. But yes, they're trying to make it difficult in the red areas. They can't do it in the blue areas. But don't fear it. Don't get frightened. No. Hey, listen, they've been doing this even since Bush. Do you remember how they wouldn't let black counties vote? They were over there with the military. This was all on Bush. They stopped because they knew what time of day it was. And he lost by like this much. Al Gore lost by like that much. They've been doing this, but it's not going to work this time. Help me, Father, because I know I don't want to give people hope where there is none. But I can feel it, I can taste it, and I can smell it. This too shall change. The whole consciousness of America is going to change. The whole way the other countries are looking at us is going to change. Look at what already happened. They can't trust us for nothing. France and Zelensky put out some fake intel just to double check to see if Trump was leaking. Sure enough, Russia got the intel, and it was the fraud intel. So they know they can't trust him. I know the UK said they can't trust him. There's some big changes coming down for the UK, by the way. More stuff is coming up. This is what I'm getting. I'm feeling like Charles may have to say, I'm stepping down because it's too much pressure. And then William will come in. That's what I'm saying. And being that he's got this happy wife and these little kids, it works for a while, but eventually I see the monarchy kind of getting out of the picture. the the way they were making, they're not making money now. They did when the Queen was in there because people loved to tour and they loved all that pomp and circumstance. But it's not happening now. People aren't in favor of King Charles anymore. So, and they really don't have any power. So, but I wanted to tell you, I don't want you to worry. I want you to know that this is going to change. Now, listen. While I was talking with Nathan, you'll see it on his show, I got this weird hit. It was out of the blue, and you know how sometimes I get that. And I don't know when or how this is going to happen, but I feel Barron going to jail. And it was almost like a crime, a big crime, attempted murder or murder, because he's just so out there. He might be, his father's already gone. I might not even be here. He's probably in his 30s or 40s. And it's a big deal. I think it's in this country, or it might not be in this country, but it's a big deal. I got that. Just write that down the road. You guys will show this little parcel. So listen, thank you for your questions. We didn't even get to hit your questions. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. So listen, it's been raining so hard out here. I told you guys that I woke up with that thunderous. It was, the whole house was shaking. So, hold on. Let's get going. Here we go. Here we go. So what I want to tell you is some things are going to start happening this year. Not next year, this year. And it's going to start happening where a lot of the stuff even that I said was going to happen back in the beginning and other psychics said are happening. I just see the Republicans not wanting to have anything to do with Trump. They're doing this, like, get off of me. The ones that stick with him are going down. People like Lindsey Graham are going down. Hold on. I feel either Netanyahu or Putin, there's something big coming up with that almost immediately. Something, a pretty good thing. Will they find the bodies of victims at Epstein Ranch? Somebody just said yes. Yes, they will, but I think it's a couple of years before they really start. They're not going to really be able to go in there and do anything until Trump is gone. That's what I heard. Is Social Security and Medicare safe? Right now it is. You know, what did I tell you guys? I said, as it is, if he touches, he's already touched our health care. But he keeps going and touching Social Security. That was civil war kind of energy. He can't, he needs to stop hurting people when they're already down, and then them all fattening up, them having lavish lifestyles. That's not going to happen. Maxwell, did they switch her to club-fed prison? I saw that picture, but I feel she's aged and she's fatter. So I feel it's the same person. Will Dr. Annie Andrews win in South Carolina to unseat Lindsey Graham? This won't be very long, you guys. I got to get to the grocery store. Wednesday is the day they give you a discount if you're over 62 years old. All this time I've been shopping there, I never knew they had that. And then one day somebody says, so you're over 62, right? I'm like, biatch? Who the hell you think you're talking to? Oh, because you get a discount if you're, oh, yes, of course. Okay. Andy. Will Annie win against South Carolina? Things are on the upside down. Judgment is in place. Look at this. The female will win. The female will overpower. Toasting of the cups. She's going to work hard to take that seat, you guys. Negotiations. People are still going to give Lindsey Graham money, but he ain't going to win, and she's going to win by a landslide. Love it. Love it, you guys. She's going to win. I always think they cheat because I couldn't believe Mitch McConnell, with as low ratings as he had, wins. Could you believe that? But I always felt it was a setup. And I think Lindsey Graham has a little bit of that, but for some reason I feel she wins by so much they can't fake it. Okay. Will the U.S. ever join the international court so folks can be prosecuted for crimes against humanity? Absolutely yes, 100%. One that gets hit real hard is Stephen Miller. Melania is going to escape for a time being, but she was complicit in the crimes. They will come and get her at some point, but I see her escaping to a different country. When the new administration comes in, will the billionaire government contracts be canceled? Absolutely, yes. I see Elon Musk escaping because he's already in trouble. Things are happening right now with him. But I see a lot of billionaires. And I see the Amazon guy going down. And I see Zuckerberg going down. See, they shouldn't have just handed it over to their master because it's so ugly what they did. I see whoever the new president is, which I think maybe Gavin Newsom, but we'll get more there as we still have a year to go. I feel like Gavin Newsom will treat these people with disdain, even though he's not supposed to. I feel he'll treat them with disdain, just like Trump treats anybody on the liberal side with disdain. Stephen Miller will definitely be accountable. Yeah, that New Hampshire thing that they're talking about building that place, and then the governor says, well, I don't know what's going on. She's so full of it. By the way, she might as well get her exit clothes ready to go because I see her taking her suitcase out the door. And don't let the door hit her on her way out. She's not getting back in office. I see them starting it but unable to finish it. Yep, Mary Bale, you got that on the nail on the head, and I've been saying this. SCOTUS is delaying the decision on the tariffs to announce it because they've already know they're going to vote against Trump. And I see the Trump administration telling SCOTUS, even though they're not supposed to be talking to them, do us a favor. Don't announce it yet. Give us a little bit of leeway. So they're not announcing it because they're giving him a little bit of leeway. Bill Stevenson from Delaware, up for murder of his second wife. It's a big story here in Delaware. Joe Biden was his wife, 1970 to 75. He will be convicted, by the way. I think Joe knows Bill. Jill told him that he wasn't a very nice person to her either, but she doesn't put her dirty laundry out for everybody to look at. Roxanne said the Clintons have been pushing for their hearing to be made public, but the Republicans do not want this. Gee, I wonder why. Will they not be able to do it live as Americans are requesting? And America is requesting it. Let me tell you something. Even if it's not live, although they really are pushing for live, even if it's not live, you won't believe the leaks that are going to come out. Everybody's going to know what's being said. Everybody. So I don't want you to worry. We will hear what's being said. And it does feel a little scandalous. Yes. Annie says, has Trump already pardoned his administration? I feel he's already signed, um, pardons, showed it to them, signed it, and they're in safe somewhere. But let me tell you, I don't care what he did. All of this will be reversed because he will be been found to be a traitor as president. Any orders he puts in, and they're not going to let him pardon these God. I mean, look what he's done. He's pardoned the biggest drug guy in the world. After he's proclaiming that drugs are coming into America, he let that guy off the hook. Why? Because he has money. So I'm telling you, he's got pardons, and that's why they feel so entitled, because they know they're protected, but they're not. They're not. And don't worry, that Supreme Court's going to be revamped. We're having hearings on them too. Probably the most, besides Steve Miller and Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem's, we're going to have the Supreme Court before Congress. Who's running Epps' empire now? It's cracking. I just saw big fissures. I see it cracking. There's a lot of really wealthy people that were involved with this. And that Elon Musk. Yeah, Trump's in it, but I'm not. And then he's telling Epstein, when are we going to party again? It's cracking. The fissures are there, you guys. It's about ready to implode. It feels like several people could have been part of it, and the banks are even afraid, like Douche Bank. Sorry about my pronunciation, but I always call it Douche Bank. You remember they kind of knew something was up on that. What does Jasmine Crockett's career look like going forward? I feel she's going to do fine. Now listen, isn't she running for Senate too? I see her a winner, but I don't know if it's a winner because she wins the seat, but I see her being put maybe as special counsel or something. She'll be like the Jack Smith in the new administration. Will the ICE agents be charged with the murders of the two citizens? Absolutely, yes. And listen, these things are going to happen within a few years. You're not going to have to wait for 10 years for this to take place. This is going to happen, at least while I'm still here. Somebody's saying there's a lot of face forensics showing the face of Ghislaine when pleading the fifth. Has a different nose, eye, and chin. You know, I'm not getting that they switched her. You don't think they took her out and then put a fake in? No, they just said no. Somebody's saying she gained weight. I don't know how much weight she gained. Diane said, thank you for introducing me with Nate. He is starting a 6-month course. He dig deep. Working on my homework, sending him warm hugs. Aw. I got homework for you guys. I want you to breathe 3 times. In, out, in, out, in, out. I want you to do that. Doesn't matter what time of day, every day. You don't have to be in the realm. You just be in the breathing, because that brings you at a higher level vibrationally to where when you ask for something, it's more likely to come true. And you pray for peace in this world, and the realm will help us. It's about ready to crack. I'm telling you guys, it's about ready to crack. And the good news is, when this happens, please be patient. When it happens, you guys are going to say, oh my God, thank you. Thank you. But it's because of you guys, because your heartfelt concern, your love for everyone. There's ugliness out there for sure, but you're wanting for justice and, yelling to God saying, please make this stop. It will take place. It will take place. Will Republican Johnson and Vance not swear in Democrats who win in November? No, I see them getting sworn in. It's so bad that they have no choice. And listen, I don't even know if Johnson will be in. They might, if he pulls this prank, they might even have enough where the Republicans see the writing on the wall and say, we can't just block them out. It's not going to happen. In New Mexico, there are less Republicans on the ballot because they don't have enough signatures. Will this happen in other states? Yes, I do see it happening. I know that New Hampshire lady's in for some trouble trying to play stupid. Yes, but I felt Fetterman getting voted out. They are really Philadelphia. You don't mess with Philadelphia. Phillies are strong people, and they're very stick with your word. And I feel they think he's a liar. Now, I don't see a budget going through. I hate for the TSA people to struggle. Something else is getting ready to happen to Trump. Some news is coming out. Boom, boom, boom. I wonder if this has to do with Hillary and Bill. Let's take a look-see, you guys. Coming out of heartache. So it may take another month or so, but there will see the right on the fence. The thing is, they want they want some rules that they can't be killing people, and of course the idiots don't want that. Did you hear that all that money they give to DHS for the ICE people, $100 million of it is taken out every time for Israel? And also, I talked about this on Nate's show. There's a little town in, I think it's in Texas. It's not very big, 70,000 people. And they were noticing they're having to pay Israel $4 million out of their budget. And they're like, wait a second, we don't really have that to give to Israel. We need it for schools and health care. And Governor Abbott said, no, you can't do that. You have to keep paying Israel. And they said, if you take it away, you're anti-Semitic and then you're in trouble. Holy cow. Yeah, this is going to get interesting. But pretty soon, Israel's not going to get the money anymore. I'm telling you right now, they will stop. And don't forget, the people in Israel are against Netanyahu, more so than not. They don't allow you to see all the people marching the streets, but they want some answers with what happened on October 7th. Did Netanyahu actually shut everything down so they could get hit like they got hit? He wanted them to. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. Always has been. Whoa, Cher Bear. She said 2 weeks ago, during the night, I stuck my foot out of the covers for a bit to cool and then felt a finger tap one of my toes twice. On Valentine's Day, right after it got dark, my backdoor camera picked up the brightest solid white orb that was moving, rolling, and morphing around my patio. As it moved, the back would stretch out and then catch up again. It only lasted about 1 minute, then it just vanished. What's going on? That's a high entity. That's someone, and also just the tapping of the feet is not to be scary. Somebody that knows you, though, coming to visit. There will, listen, as the regime falls, but it's falling in pieces. It's like a meteorite, and pieces of it are falling. And I do see explosions, and I see some of his people that really love him. Did you see that heavyset MAGA guy, white guy, attacking teenagers who are protesting against ICE? This big guy got out of his truck, of course it's truck, but he's like 5'4", and started beating a little girl. And let me tell you, they bloodied him up. They bloodied him up, and grabbed his MAGA hat with his face bleeding. I don't understand, but yeah, I do see some outbursts, but it's not as bad as before because the military even is sick of Trump. Thank you guys for watching too, by the way. Oh, Hedgehog, he said that we shouldn't be surprised if we, on U.S. soil, we see a war. He's talking about civil. No. He'd like that, but no. The scientists are trying to bring back the woolly mammoth. Will they? And where would they house it? I see them being able to do it. It doesn't feel like they're going to try. It may take years, you guys, because they may come up with one, but it doesn't live that long. Very bad to mess with Mother Nature like that. Will MTG's House seat go to the Dems? I just heard yes. What will happen to Michael Cohen? You know, when I see Michael Cohen, I see sadness. He's not going to be able to rally from this. He's had his last hurrah. I see sadness. That's what I see. Will the UN's investigation into Epstein get any results as crimes against humanity? Yes. And remember what I've been telling you. It's overseas that comes up with the big stuff on Epstein. Not here in the United States, even though it's under our noses, because they're holding on to it tight. I see things, pictures, everything being released from Europe. And that's probably the crimes against humanity and children. And was it China? China said, you assault a child, death penalty. And other places are doing that. Boy, I'll tell you, Israel wouldn't like that. No, Epstein is not still alive. I saw that picture that they claim is his. I could be wrong. Don't listen to me if you think he's still alive, but I don't feel it. Yes, the detainees will finally be released, and I see them all leaving at once. Something's going to happen where it said, close it down. But I see them being filtered out, and help, and beds, and food, and intense, attorneys, and they're going to make this right. Oh, yes, Paxton's going to lose in Texas, and Abbott, too. They're all going. I often wonder if the privileged billionaires have any guilt why the majority of us struggle just to get by. I believe the company these billionaires own have employees that they just don't care about. Absolutely true. But remember, they will pay. They will pay in a way not of this earth in this lifetime. They will pay in the realm by that lack of caring and that effect that it had with others who just need health insurance or just need. And those of us that have, even if we're not billionaires, it's important for you to also give as best as you can. Sometimes we give within our own families because they're just trying to exist. But, $25 here, $30 here. Give what you can to those who need help. And thank you to YouTube. YouTube went out yesterday, and me and my girlfriend were talking. She goes, what do you think? Is it down for good? Because it's never down. And I said, no, it's just, because it's weird weather and stuff. And I said, no, it just feels like it'll be up soon. Sure enough, it was up like an hour later. So, but, we have a place to talk. And it's really cool. I mean, they've always been very good to me. A couple of times they hit me on some stuff, but it was okay. And I learned my way around it. And I'm just grateful that we have, because she said, well, what happens if YouTube goes away? Where do we go? And she's right. Where do we go? What would we do? So she said she was going to look into it, but maybe we should have a backup. Listen, you guys, I have Instagram, I have Threads, I have X, I have the Blue Butterfly. I try to get on those as best I can. Even on my Facebook, I have no way of messaging. So don't message me on these places, because I have no idea how to work them. I might just delete all of them because I'm not very good at it. If you want to get a hold of me, you have to write me at grindle9103@gmail.com. And at that, expect it to take a while for me to get back to you. So, all right, you guys. I'm going to leave now. It's getting dark outside, so I'll probably get caught in the rain. My natural curly hair will go curly. So I love you all. Catch you later. Cheers.